Welcome to comparison number 5. Today we're comparing episode 5 with episode 6. Nina is bad at lying. Victor kicks her out of his office, but she manages to get the key anyway. Amber confronts Meg. Meg doesn't see any issue in the girls both having the same bracelet, for which Amber throws the bracelet at him. At school, we are introduced to the new teacher. All the girls are infatuated with him. Fabian notices Nina's locket. Patricia brings up the school photo issue in the middle of the class, but the teacher brushes it off. I mean, he is new and he doesn't know anything yet. Fabian and Nina talk about the initiation. In drama class, Alfie impersonates a mosquito. Amber reads relationship advice in some girl's magazine and decides that she should flirt with someone to get Mick's attention. Naturally, she decides to kiss Alfie as a part of them acting out Romeo and Juliet, even though it wasn't even the right scene and it's also not flirting. The other teachers, Daphne Andrews and Eric Sweet, talk about the Joy situation and how Patricia noticed the school photo. In the evening, the gang leads Nina to the attic. Patricia locks her in and tries to get information out of her. The gang gets increasingly shouty with Patricia as Nina starts panicking and banging on the door. All this noise, of course, attracts Victor. Nina hides further in the attic, and Victor tells everyone to go to their rooms and goes up the attic himself. Ninka is being dragged into the living room. Everyone is there with a bunch of weirdly thick candles. They have some sort of weird chord session. The three geniuses behind the initiation reveal what the initiation is. Ninka is up for the challenge, Fabian fails to talk sense into Patricia, and the comedic duo just want to make it more spooky. Later, Ninka observes how Amber puts on her makeup and Amber proposes to teach her how to do it. None of this has any dialogue and there's just Fergie singing about her lady lumps. That same evening, everyone gathers at the attic door. Patricia opens the door, which Victor somehow senses. Ninka enters right away, Amber almost screams, and Victor seems to sense fear. Patricia, in turn, senses Victor and they all run away, with Appy, out of confusion and fear, locking the attic door, trapping Ninka inside. Ninka decides to sit on the stairs in the attic. Amber is worried, but Patricia doesn't care. She calls Amber hysterical and refuses to try and let Ninka out. Amber storms off. Victor checks the attic. Ninka attempts to hide from Victor. Appy sneaks past Victor, returns the key, and goes to his room where he meets Jerome, Mick, and Amber. Amber tells Appy to get the key back and tells her boyfriend to do something about it. Mick refuses to help, saying it's not his responsibility. How charming. Fabian walks in. He and Amber immediately team up, tell Appy to get the damn key back, and tell off Jerome for making everyone else take the risk for him while he just watches and laughs. Valid. Ninka fiddles with her keychain charm in the attic.
Jingle, jangle, jingle, jangle, it stairs.
Until she notices a mouse. Meanwhile, Amber and Fabian decide that if anything went down, they'd take the blame for Ninka being there. Meanwhile, Ninka decides to try and open the door with hairpins, which shouldn't work, but whatever. Fabian and Amber go to Victor's office, but he's nowhere to be seen. This is an almost cliffhanger ending of episode 6 of HHA. If you can't tell by now, this is getting a little ridiculous. In the HHA, Amber doesn't actually talk to Mick after she finds out he gave Mari the same bracelet as hers, so she doesn't get an explanation from him. The quote-unquote hot teacher in HHA is introduced in episode 4, while in HoA he's introduced in episode 5, so now There's some scenes in HoA that are missing in HHA, mostly of Patricia asking teachers for an explanation and other school interactions. There are different games in acting class. In HHA they do interpretations, while in HoA they're doing impersonations. Amber in HHA is yet to kiss Appy, but in HoA Amber kisses Alfie to make Mick jealous in episode 5 as a part of a reading of Romeo and Juliet. In HoA, we see two teachers talk about Joy's disappearance. We do not see teachers in HHA talk about Joyce's disappearance. In HHA, Patricia puts a bag over Ninka's head and leads her to the initiation, which starts with an agreement in the living room. In HoA, the initiation starts at midnight, right before Nina is led to the attic, as all the aspects of the initiation were revealed previously. In HoA, Patricia is the one to lock the door on Nina, and it was done on purpose. In HHA, on the other hand, it was Appy who locked the door, and it was because the gang was scared of Victor catching them. In HoA, Victor catches the gang in the middle of the initiation, while in HHA, everyone runs away and locks the door before Victor could catch them. In HoA, what gets Victor closer to the gang is the rising tension between them and the amount of noise they were making, which got progressively worse. In HHA, Victor seemed to sense the door opening. In HHA, there's a scene of Linke getting interested in trying on makeup, which doesn't happen in HoA. My honest opinion right now is that this is getting ridiculously tangled up, and while I like pointing out small differences, it's hard to point them out when big chunks are different and some differences impact the series enough to mention them every episode. I have some good praise for HoA. They managed to make this part short, sweet, and snappy. It wasn't too much, it wasn't too little, it was just enough. I do still appreciate HHA, but certain decisions like Patricia putting a bag over Ninka's head only to walk 2 meters with her in that state seems ridiculous to me, even for a bunch of teenagers. That's about all I can say for now, as I've expressed a lot of my opinions previously, and this part feels more like a slight transition to something cooler that we are yet to see. It keeps autocorrecting Appy to Apple.